I'm nervous. We're going to come in here real easy. Instagram is letting people know we're here. It's crashed on me twice before then. So we're going to pray it does not crash again. Because this is not okay. Dexter, worst case scenario, we're going to continue something. We'll just do a quick episode of the Minimum Balance podcast then. Because we got to give you guys something this week. Hi, everybody checking in. Let's just pray Instagram can be live, don't crash on us again now. Hey, y'all. Y'all come on in, have a seat. Look, let's pray that we can get this going again. All right, Dex, I'm going to try you. All right, go live with Dex. Good. Come on. Hey, Nicole Streets. Hi, Lady Nice 60. Pamela, baby. Bailey, how you doing, baby?
I think it's working.
All right. I didn't want to get too happy. Did you hear me? I said, worst case scenario, we ain't done. We'll do an episode of Minimum Balance.
Yeah, I heard that.
We ain't wasting this time. Well, Dex, now that you're here, hi, everybody. Come on in and check in. It was doing the drama. I'm going to walk off and pour my tea, and I'll be right back. Can you hold down the fort for me, sweetie pie?
Absolutely.
All right. Be right back, guys.
Welcome to a new edition of The Comments. Guys, I'm Dexter Stuckey. Super excited to be here with you guys today. So look, we have a lot of things to talk about, and I don't know how long we have because Instagram seemed to be acting a little crazy, but we're going to talk about, I think we should probably start off with the Super Bowl. I think one of the things that Latoya may not want to talk about, but I think it's really interesting to talk about the Eagles losing the Super Bowl. I think that's she's back now, but I think that's something that we probably should discuss, the Eagles losing the Super Bowl. But I will say this. I'm Supreme Being 55. Yes, I did get married. I am a year and some change into it. Yeah.
Come on, just got past the hardest part, that first year.
I don't know if the first year was the hardest part, but the first year was like I think if you're gonna be with somebody forever, I don't think does it ever
You
get
can't. I don't think it. I mean, I'm not married. They usually say the first year is the hardest, especially if you guys never cohabitated together.
Then
we live exactly. So that's why I was like, you guys coasted through that.
Yes, we live very righteous over here. The Lord does not want that, and neither did our mothers. Wait a second. Mark, let me say, I'm a Cowboys fan. I'm not an Eagles fan. I am fine with the Eagles losing that Super Bowl. I have no issue with them losing. The Patriots weren't even in the Super Bowl, though, but that's neither here nor there, and they won't be there for quite some time.
All right, let's go ahead and get into it next. Yeah, so we can start off with the Super Bowl. Make it, all right, because we always like to start with a little local. It's somewhat Super Bowl related.
Okay.
Philadelphians today had a parade. It was a Jalen Hurts parade.
Well, I didn't know that, but I was talking about that, and I'm like, I think the city needs to do that. I think they needed to do a full-on parade for the Eagles because, I mean, realistically speaking, y'all need it. Y'all city is in trouble. And
you need some excitement.
Yeah, I think if they would have done it, today is February 15th, which is 215 Day. I think if they would have done that, it would have increased the morale in the city. But yes, but now you turn the news, they just talk about carjackings and shootings, and I think that would have been a good thing.
Well, Dex, I just saw. Oh, we'll get into it. No, I'll save that for a little later. Hey, Pleasure Platters, baby, the best seafood boils. The scrimps, the Alfredo, all of it is good. Hey, team, go ahead. Mark is on here. I saw our girlfriend Denise on here.
Well, happy birthday.
I love people. Yeah. Oh, no. Denise, it was Valentine's Day. Happy birthday. Beautiful. But yeah, we'll get into it. So the Eagles, I guess you can say do you think this is one of the biggest upsets in Super Bowl?
No, because the score was actually very close too. Like they didn't that's the only reason why I say the city. I mean, honestly, y'all shouldn't be that. Y'all shouldn't really beat yourselves up that bad because the score was very close. They won by a field goal. So, like, if they would have got blown out after having the record that they had, like, I think it was like 16-3 or something like that. If that was the case, then it's like, ooh, that's not good. But the way, like, it's kind of like you actually could probably call it on some of those calls that were done by refs.
Yeah.
And honestly, you probably wouldn't be completely wrong by doing that. Like, it just, I don't think they have a lot to be upset about, in my opinion. I don't think that, like, the city or the players, like, it was a pretty good game.
It was solid. And honestly, Dex, and we've talked about it, Philly gets touted as being one of the worst sports fans ever. And you know how it is with us, how it can be. And they're very hard on their athletes. But I felt like the way they handled this loss, yes, it was an emotional upset. But I'm so proud of my city because Philly will forever be big city. Y'all gonna take a effed up situation and find a way to find some to laugh about it. And just the way you handled it, like I Philly has a special place in my heart. I'll always love it.
Really, it felt like the day after Trump won. Like, it really, y'all was depressed. Like, you go into the stores, people wasn't smiling. Y'all was like, ooh, they are really upset in here. Like, let me.
Yeah. And in my mind, I'm like, but it's a football game.
Yeah, a lot of people, what it is, they put money on it too. Like, there's a lot of people who have money, lose money, and like, I mean, the excitement, obviously, because you want your city to do well, you want your team to do well. But I think a lot of the people who are really upset is because, like, they're losing money. Like, people gonna talk trash. I'm gonna get in your text messages and I'm gonna talk trash to you, but you're not gonna lose this talking trash. People lose sleep. No. They're betting money, and they're not betting like small money. They're betting big money, and you lost that money.
Well, why are you sitting up there? And in my opinion, you should only be upset if you didn't have it to lose. What?
About that, because when I lose money, like, whether I have it or not, like, I'm pissed because I don't want to give up my money. I hate that.
And guess what? Gambling is an option.
I mean,
see, this doesn't affect my life in this way. And if I will, I'll bet money, but it's going to be a couple of dollars. It ain't going to be nothing life changing. Y'all niggas was up there knocking TVs off the damn wall.
See, for me, like, trash talking is fun, but it's really only fun if you really can dig it into a person. So knowing that a person send me money after their team loses, like, you're going to lose sleep over that. And I'm going to not let you forget that you got to give me this money or that you gave me this money. So, like, that makes it fun for me when I win. When I win.
You win.
On the Super Bowl train, though, I do have to issue an apology. I have to apologize to Rhianna. I said that I don't think she could do the performance by herself. She's going to need somebody else, and I think she's going to be toned down because she can't be provocative. Wrong, we're wrong. Like, she was more covered up than I've ever seen her before, ever. And like, she had no guest spot or nothing like that. It was just her doing this stuff by herself. I read this. This is the first time that anybody has ever been by themselves since Lady Gaga.
Wow, I didn't even realize that.
So if we're doing the Black History thing, she's the first Black woman to perform by herself.
And pregnant.
So I don't know if it's like official, like she's the first one to perform pregnant, but noticeably pregnant. Because I don't know what the other women, I don't know if they were at the time or not, but noticeably, as a headline performer, she was pregnant. I think she may be the first that I can say that I've seen do that we knew.
Yeah. And she made history because I want to say it was maybe the second most watched halftime show in history.
Yeah, they said after Katy Perry. But to be honest with you, I don't think that kind of history counts. Because a lot of times these people are watching this performance live, right? And they're watching it like that. When you say the most watched, that means, like, you know, like the most televisions or whatever was on this person. But what if people are at gatherings and stuff like that? So, like, that takes away from, like, the eyes that could be watching this. Like, people are still watching. They're just not watching it alone.
Well, I guess they caught it from the ratings, like when people, like once the show went on, the ratings took a spike, and then once the show went off, it went down. I said, well, you know what that was? That was the girls and the girls who pulled out, because the girls, like, no offense, and the girls are called the gays. We love you, LGBTQ plus. And all the other letters that come after the alphabet.
Say the full thing. Say the full. Today I did a podcast, right? Me and Toya on the podcast, Patting the Millennials. There's a new episode dropping tonight. I referenced the LGBTQIA community, and I was like, because you know when you're doing the shows or whatever, you want to make sure you get it precise, and I messed it up, and I was like, I'm gonna edit this and I'm gonna try it again.
You just got. It now. It might, y'all don't be mad at me if any gays are offended by this. Please, you can go ahead and lightly gather me, get me together, or educate me.
Of LaToya are not reflective of the comment. Minimal talent or Dexter suck.
I like that. Yes, we got to protect the brand. But I said, the alphabet's pulled up. They said, we've been waiting for Rhianna all this time. You know they ain't worried about no football. I'm one of the people, I love Super Bowl parties, but it has nothing to do with, like, the actual football game. Like,
don't you get into the game as well?
Really? I mean, this one I was involved because it was our team, but outside of that, where are the snacks? Where's the good? Like, I come for the good food. I come for the alcohol. I come for the togetherness. My brothers were looking at me like I was crazy because I was like, "That's a flag on the play. Call it a flag." You know, some jargon every now and again to make it seem like you know what's going on. My brother Randy looked at me with, like, disgust. He goes, "We all played football. I showed up at the games, but I wasn't really paying attention. I don't know none of this shit."
They're for moral support. Look, my sister decided this year, like, my family's, they like the Steelers. My sister decided this year that she's going to root for the Eagles, which is so bizarre to me. And, like, make a touchdown or they would, like, do something, like get some yardage or something like that. She's screaming and yelling. And I'm just like, you have to shut the fuck up. Like, this is actually bothering me because you don't care. Like, you really don't care. And this is not a knock to women, because I know women are into sports too. Some women are into sports more than men are. But when the game was over and I saw women post it, I'm so upset right now. Nobody called my phone. I'm like, are you serious?
Girl,
like, are you kidding me? Like, I know you don't care.
Go unupset yourself and watch the latest Housewives. Like, what, girl? Stop.
What?
I'm not going to say for all the girls.
No,
because some women are very huge sports fans.
One of our former co-workers was like, nobody called my phone. It's like, literally nobody was going to call you to talk about this, and you know
Girl,
that.
your phone been dry and it's going to remain dry. Stop seeking attention on here.
Nobody is going to say, hey, the Eagles lost to you. Nobody.
You got stock in the organization? You work down there? Why would they call you?
I have one more thing before we move on. So today, Super Bowl Sunday, I went to my parents' house to watch, and they were like, "Oh, we made some chili the other day, and we put you some up." My mom makes the best chili, like, it's amazing. So she was like, "We put you some chili up or whatever, right? But don't tell, like, your siblings." So I was like, "Okay, no problem."
Okay.
So today, I was eating the chili. I was warming it up or whatever. I was eating it. It tasted amazing, and then it made me think about it. Do you think parents do that with their other kids too? Like, they're like, "Oh, I did this for you, but don't tell your siblings." And if that's the case, what exactly are you giving them? Because you gave me some chili. What are you giving them? I'm like, I just want to make sure that I'm not missing out on something while I'm excited over a bowl of chili.
Like, I think it's just a natural parent thing. They feel as though left out. Like, you don't want to show one child a bit more favoritism than the other, because my mom does the same exact thing. Don't tell your brother.
Yeah.
Girl,
but what
you think that's okay?
But what are you doing for them though, and telling them not to tell? Is that what you do for me?
Yeah, what is going on that you don't want the others to know? I wonder if all families outside of Black people go through this, because I look at it like my mission to break this generational curse.
Yes.
Another thing is, like, it's my mission to break the generational curse of, well, I ain't getting no invite, so I ain't going. What?
Wait, Austin underscore Andre's mom said, yes, basically, yes, this does happen, but as long as you're happy, don't worry about it. See, I can't no more because, like, is it money? Like, is it a bill being paid? Like, what is it? Getting that, I'm
All
like,
you need to know is that you got a little extra chili and be happy with that. Don't worry about what brother and sister and niece and nephew might be getting. You worry about your treasures that your parents give on to you. And in your mind, you see, in our mind, which keeps us, it's like, this is how you got to think next. Well, you know I'm the favorite,
but
so whatever
still,
I get, it's going to be better than the rest of y'all.
at the moment, that's literally how I felt. But then it just replayed back in my head, like, wait a second, you be doing this with them too? Oh, that's actually smart.
Yeah.
She said, like, all kids get it. That way they feel special and nobody's really left out. I actually like that. Like, as a parent, I would like to do stuff like that. It's kind of like spending one-on-one time with your child.
Yes, and I'm a full believer that you do have to do things like you should. It doesn't matter how many kids you have. Hey, baby bro. It doesn't matter how many kids you have. I think you should always do different things with just one. And I'll say my mom, she was great with that. Or maybe I couldn't tell. Maybe because I was the only girl for so long. Maybe it was just me who got the special.
Wait, you won't see it. He just joined. I just need to shout him out because today he took his daughter out for Valentine's Day, just the two of them. And I got a little emotional looking at it because I really do feel like people don't do that enough. And if they do, they don't.
Yeah.
We're like, you're taking a child out, especially a young girl. Young boys too, but girl, you're taking this girl out. You're showing her things. Like I just thought that was cool. And your mom says she's the favorite in her sibling group. Me too.
Look, I like to say it's me. I think with my family, it's probably, I don't know, we're all cool, but I would say it's probably between me and Raekwon, the two Leos. Of course it would be.
Well, I don't know, though. I feel like it's y'all too, but I feel like your mom is also very partial to the oldest boy, too.
Latif?
Yeah. I didn't know if he...
Randy is the one that because we all got one sibling that the parents love to, well, you know, and we be like, Mommy, why don't you have the same regard for me?
Look, I actually have three like that. I had three Randys.
Mommy, you really be giving Ray a special, like, why can't I take part in these things?
I make excuses for my siblings, like everything they do. They make all these excuses.
Leave them alone.
And you were that age? No, I wasn't doing that. No, I wasn't.
Oh, you won't see it say, you know me, bro. Appreciate that. So since we started with a little Valentine's Day, let's hop into it.
Because y'all got on my nerves yesterday. I want to let you know right now. Y'all got on my nerves yesterday.
Okay, so they got on your nerves. I thought it was one of the funniest Valentine's Days that I've ever come across. Like, y'all always come through it with the good memes and stuff like that, or little sayings, but it was something about this year. It was on fire. Like, and the first one I noticed was maybe a couple of weeks ago, where they were like, whoever removed the 29th and the 30th from February, come on and getting up the 14th. But yeah, you go ahead and explain, why were they getting on your nerves?
Y'all are irritating, and y'all know that y'all are irritating. So first of all, my wife and I, we do this thing where Allie Kibber says she's not cooking tonight.
Oh, come on, Allie. Oh, we got left off Allie. Well, now he can sit and enjoy the whole show.
So our Valentine's Day tradition is to cook now. We used to do this thing, it's a long story, but we used to do this thing where on Valentine's Day, we would go to the Olive Garden. And that started in 2013. It was our first time kind of like going out for Valentine's Day. And I didn't know you had to make reservations. So I'm like, oh, well, We're just walking to a. Plus, in 2013, I didn't have no money either. But
Mhm.
whatever. I didn't know you were supposed to like make reservations. I thought you just, you go somewhere, you be like, oh, do your thing. And the
Not on that day.
workers were like, no, like you don't just go somewhere. You have to make reservations in advance, this, and the third. So I spent my whole work shift trying to find like reservations, and it was like, no. So then
Hmm.
I pick her up. We had no plans to go nowhere. I got flowers from, I think it was called like Joseph Anthony or something like that. Joseph.
Joseph Anthony is a salon and spa.
Mm, well, whatever. It was on Market Street. It was on the second level of Market Street, 17th and Market.
Okay.
I think it was called Joseph Anthony, though.
Hey, baby.
I'm pretty sure.
It could be a little something, little something. Everybody got multiple names. I mean, same name going around.
But I went down there and I got this bouquet of flowers. They were red roses. They were $120. They were beautiful, though. Like, they were really nice flowers. So I got
Uh-huh.
them, which is probably like my whole salary for the month. So I got the flowers. We get in the car and we're driving, and I'm like looking for places. We go into Bristol, and there was an Olive Garden. There was no cars in the thing, really. I was like, oh, let me go in there. So we go there that right away. And like it was just really nice because it wasn't too crowded, and it obviously wasn't too expensive. Like it was just a really nice thing. And then
Hmm.
we just started to do that every single year. But then the food just started getting nasty. Like the tour of Italy wasn't touring like it used to. I'm just like, this just don't taste good enough. I don't like it. So we were like, let's come up with something new. Then last year, which is also our first year of marriage, we decided to come up with a new tradition that we would find a recipe and we would master it together and we cook together. And it's
Oh,
like the best. So
that.
yesterday we did like crab fried rice and fish. And
Hmm.
the one thing y'all did yesterday that irritated me, why are y'all stealing the crab meat out of the stores? Y'all are
You know how much it is?
yeah.
And I'm not spending no money on imitation crab meat. I mean, I know it's not, it's white fish made to look like that, but you think I'm gonna sit up there and spend $30 on a little tin of crab meat? Yeah,
So
put it in my
the
pocket.
invitation one was sitting out there for you to do what you want to do with it. Nobody's worried about that. But the can, those blue cans, they have them in the same section of like where the actual meat is. So you have to tell them like you want this. Like you can't
Yeah.
just pick it up and go. I said, why you got to do all that? He said, oh, because they've been stealing it.
Well,
Stealing crab? What the hell is wrong with y'all?
do they make them pay right there at the counter too?
No, you could pay. Like you could do the pay when you leave or whatever, so you could potentially still
It's
steal it.
going to go right in the purse.
But I just thought that was crazy. But like, I just thought that was just a bit much to have to do. Like you're acting like this is alcohol. It's crab meat. Stop this. So we did that. But like, as I was talking to people yesterday, people are like, "Oh, I forgot it was Valentine's Day." I don't understand how that's possible. It's literally the same day every single year. The 14th of February, every single year. So you didn't forget. Then people are
Stop.
like, oh, I don't do nothing for Valentine's Day. We don't celebrate Valentine's Day. And I am just, when when men say that they don't celebrate we celebrate Valentine's Day, in my head, you mean you. And she's just accepting that. Because I just
Yeah.
can't imagine a woman being like, yeah, I'm okay with you not doing nothing. Because essentially, at the end of the day, I don't care what nobody says, Valentine's Day is a woman's holiday.
Hmm.
Men taking care of their women on Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
And women should get the guy a gift or something like that. But men, this is our time to shine.
Thank
And I think we should
you.
I really genuinely think that men should take pride in Valentine's Day. Because at the end of the day, no man, heterosexual man, I should say,
Hmm.
would want to be down at work and get called over the loudspeaker and then walk through the hallways with flowers and candy stuff. Nobody wants that. Nobody wants that. No man wants that, in my opinion. I could be wrong. I could just be speaking for men. Nobody wants that. So I think this is a woman's thing. This is for women. So guys, we should be doing stuff for the women. And when guys be like, oh, we don't celebrate. To me, I'm like, you don't celebrate it. She's just accepted that. And I don't think that's
Hmm.
then for the women who be like, oh no, I don't really care about Valentine's Day. I feel bad for you.
Like, just stop. So I want to address a couple of comments before I get back in there. Ali Kipper said how, talking about the crab meat, he went and same experience. They had to get it, but he said, however, when I asked for a can, I got home and the crab meat smelled like a soiled damn
Oh,
diaper.
but
And then
pissed.
the huh?
I would be pissed.
Thank you. And then the LWB said, Olive Garden was fine until they start serving fake breadsticks. How does one create a fake breadstick? I'm so confused. Dexter, you frequent there, or at one
Well,
point did. Tell us, did you notice a change in the
no,
breadsticks?
because I don't eat bread. I don't do the bread stuff. Like I don't. Well,
In 2019, you wasn't eating bread?
no, I wasn't eating no damn bread. Anytime you go to restaurants, minus Mexican ones, but anytime you go to restaurants and they give you like free bread and stuff like that, I don't touch it.
But,
I don't want nothing that you're not charging me for. Nothing.
buddy,
I don't want
you're missing out. And the breadsticks, that was the best part about going to Olive Garden was the soup and breadstick and salad special for like $6, and they kept it coming. They were known for the breadsticks. How the hell you gonna go ahead and start making fake ass breadsticks and they nasty? Like, you done fell off. That's what the hell you was known for.
I miss what Denise said, but she said she surprised her husband with something for Valentine's Day. I think that is good. I think that's what I think that's what women are supposed to do for Valentine's. Like, I don't need you to go over the top and cook the dinner. I think that's what the man should do to show that he appreciates you on that. Yeah. But I do think you should do something.
Thank you.
It's gotta be at the same level. Like, I don't understand. Although my wife does really well on Valentine's Day, so. But I just, like she said, a cookie bouquet. I would be in heaven with that. Like, and it's a win-win too, because I send her edible arrangements. She brings it home. We get together, so it's a win-win for me. Like, I got.
But that is the strategy. Yeah, I'm like there with you now. I'm all. So I'm not going to sit here and say Valentine's Day is not a big deal. Like, oh, I can't stand it, this and that, because I do. But as I've grown older, I've gone away. I guess you could say I would rather go out on National Side Chick Day or the day before or somewhere within the week, because I just don't like. Usually you make dinner reservations. Everything is oversold, like you said, overbooked. A lot of times the food quality isn't that great because they got a full, like a restaurant full of patrons. And a lot of times they're understaffed on those days too. So it's just not the best experience. And I'm all for, like, hey, babe, if we schedule a vacation around that time, I'm for that. So then also I'm like, but on the day, even if it's just some type of token between you guys, you couldn't get your girl flowers, you couldn't get a card, you couldn't do anything and say, all right, down the line, like on Saturday, we're going to do something really special. But on the day, you can do this. And as a woman, I feel like for the guy, I don't think most men are expecting a woman to go all out on Valentine's Day. A token of appreciation. Ladies, you know, he likes something, even if it's favorite food or something, get him something, some type of token of appreciation. I don't know. For me, it's a day that celebrates love and life overall. So I don't understand this just the full-on negativity about it with people.
I saw Austin Andre's mom said she got her husband sports paraphernalia. That's perfect. I will say, though, that this year I really love social media because y'all girls who do celebrate Valentine's Day, y'all was sweating this year, and I loved it. I love to see y'all sweat like this because we have shown for years about giving us sex and something Alfredo for Valentine's Day. We have shamed y'all into going out there and figuring it out, and I loved it for us. The girls were stressed yesterday. Y'all didn't know what to do.
Well, let's be clear. Oh, I was in the market. Them Alfredo, they still had the Alfredo, but they might have had to add another gift and some sex, but they had to go and get a real gift on top of that or something.
I love it. Like, y'all gonna have to get us a gift card. Y'all gotta do something else. Like, we're gonna have sex and we're gonna have the Alfredo, but we want something else too. And y'all would sweat. Y'all have to figure it out. People was texting me like, "Oh, what?"
That's also the people I get sick of. The one excuse was, you supposed to be showing love all throughout the year, not just on a day. I just feel like that is the biggest cop out because yes, absolutely. If no one ever, if you are sitting in a relationship and the only time of year your significant other displays tokens of love and affection is that one day you need to exit stage left from the relationship.
This was the quote that got me yesterday. People would be like, with us, every day is Valentine's Day. And I'm like, I'm doing something wrong because we don't even talk every day. Like, every day? Huh, okay.
You don't never have no off day?
So she never gets on your nerves. Every day is Valentine's Day for y'all. Wow. Must be.
You don't never get on her nerve. You never wake up one morning and just look at her and say, I'm sick of this bitch. But I still like you.
Be nice. Allie Kipper said, why not make shrimp scampi or shrimp creole? They don't know how to.
They don't know. Listen, Allie, if the creole and the scampi sauce, and is it in the market? Is it packaged? Because if it's pre-packaged and made, I'm sure that will open up the doors of options. But I guarantee you, our cousins, nobody, no fresh cream was put in there. It was not made from scratch. So once they do that for the other pasta sauces, I'm sure just a thought.
Austin Andre's mom said, maybe it's a blessing to have that person with you every day. Y'all are cynical. Well, I can't relate. Sorry.
Yes. They say it is a you appreciate that person every day. It's love. But Valentine's Day, that's the one day where it's like, let me just throw a little extra sauce on the love that I give you on the regular. I just don't like that excuse.
Because they don't even sell the Valentine's Day stuff every day. So you ain't giving it like you're supposed to be giving it. I'm okay, whatever. What else we got?
And then you'll ask, so when's the last time you bought your girl flowers? Did you buy some yesterday?
Because you do this every day.
You said you do this every day outside of the day. So tell us the last time and not paying a bill here or there, or, we share, well, I paid the lights. No. We're not talking about that. That you took the time to think of something creative or just a token to put a smile on your significant other's face.
You can't say to me that every day is Valentine's Day for y'all when I'm just now finding out yesterday that y'all are in a relationship. So every day ain't Valentine's Day because you only posted them today. You don't post them every day. So we could stop that.
But guess what?
And one more thing. My friends were saying, like, oh, you better be careful tonight because if you have a baby tonight, it's going to be a Scorpio. I have a disdain for those kind of situations. Because to me, it looks like you only... Yeah. Come on. Like, I don't like that. I don't want no baby that was conceived on New Year's. I don't want no baby that was conceived on, like, Valentine's Day. And I agree.
For your birthday?
Does not define a relationship, but if no one knew you were in a relationship until you posted it,
and guess what? You can still have your relationship without posting.
You decided to post it. You decided to post it.
The day still happened.
So, like, because I feel like this argument comes up a lot where people are like, if you don't post on social media, it's not real. No, I don't agree with that. I don't think you ever have anything on social media. But when you do, that's just what it is. Like, you posted it. You can't act like somebody's doing something crazy and be like, oh, I didn't know you were in a relationship. How would we know? You didn't tell us. Like, you did not tell us until you post. And pictures posted on the table in emoji over the. Allie Kipper 405 said, and pictures posted of people at the dinner table with emoji over their face. And y'all girls was doing this a lot too. Y'all did that, and then y'all also a picture of yourself at the table. Who are you? Who's paying for this meal? Who are you with?
Stop it. You know what I will? So this is the first time I've seen it in this way because she was getting on my nerves with it. Aoki Lee Simmons, again, she's not a child, she's an adult, but Aoki has been dating this guy, I would probably say maybe like a year now, I want to say, and every now and again she would show a picture wearing a cab. She wouldn't show his face, but you could clearly tell it's her man, and she said something like, oh, I don't play about him, the way he was something. Well, on Valentine's Day, she took that as the reveal to show his face. So I'm like, okay, I guess I've never seen it done that way, and that didn't bother me as much. But I feel like once you show the face, we're invested in this. Now you got to keep posting for us because you did this for us.
Well, I don't know. Like for me, like I post like every once in a while, but like I don't necessarily believe in posting all the time, just in
Yeah.
general. And I also feel the same way about children too. I don't believe I don't have kids yet, but I don't know if I would post my kid all the time. Like maybe here and there, you guys can get a little look at it, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Like it just feels like I'm giving you too much. I really try not to post inside my house too. Like I don't really like to like give up.
No, you're very private when it comes to that. No, I'm with you. I'll be the type shit. I mean, I don't mind like having conversations about my life sometimes and what I'm going through, but I could be married, a 5-year-old. Next minute, y'all know, well, what the fuck? Girl, I've been married 7 years. wait, what?
And then you're gonna be like, Valentine's Day is every day for us, and they'll be like, well, I guess don't exist.
Pop out on the gram with the 7-year marriage and a 5-year-old. Ain't nobody telling you?
They said, what happened to the family videos? I missed those. I've also seen people post pictures of over the babies. Now that's just don't post.
Just stop.
Just don't post it.
If you have to put we don't need to see it. Stop, because
when I have a baby though, like I am gonna be like this. I'm gonna be holding the baby like this.
Like blanket,
and I'll be like, we just came home from the and I'll be holding it like this. Like you're not gonna be able to see the face. You'll see the back of the head. I'll do the finger, they'll be holding the finger. That is so silly. But that's what celebrities be doing.
Do you remember what? I don't know if did you ever watch Braxton Family Values?
It's on WeTV.
Yeah. But shut up. They've got
my cable don't go to WeTV.
I miss WeTV. That Hulu don't subscribe to stuff like that. Yeah. I do miss my WeTV. But anyways, on the Braxtons, this is when Tamar had her son. And so they were about to go home, her and Vince, they're taking the baby home. Vince all of a sudden starts snapping. You gotta cover him up. People out here trying to look and see him. Tamar, look, ain't nobody out here.
Well, I will say though,
talking about it's not one person out here looking to see our child. Calm it down.
Say though, if my baby don't look like me and the baby is not cute or whatever, if I don't think that baby is cute, you're never going to see it. Like you are never going to see the baby. That thing will be 10 years old and he'll be posting his own pictures and you'll be like, oh, that's what the baby looks like. Because I am not, no thank you, I'm not doing it.
Should it happen, we all know. You just got to keep the baby cute. Because what thing I love about my mother, Kelly, she is the realest that I've ever known when it comes to sizing up her own kids. When my baby brother Christian was born, I thought he was the cutest thing. But this was the only child I have ever seen where the skin like was hanging off.
Oh, like he was too skinny?
Yeah. It was like, I've never seen it. It was like it wasn't attached to the bone. My mom said, oh, he ugly.
Wait. She said,
he looked like an old man chicken. But that's my baby, and I love him.
She said, don't say that you made that baby. I'm going to love it. Love it. It's going to be the most well taken care of baby ever. It's so well taken care of, so loved. You're just not going to see it.
And they'll be, should you see it, my baby going to be so fly, and we're going to raise them. Well, anyways, you should be raising your kids to be amazing people. You're about to get your little Mexican quill hat. Baby shades. That you know, a lot of times kids don't like to keep the shades and the hats on. They be taking them off. What you gonna do then?
You be like, look at what you look like. You sure you want to be? Let me stop it for my baby. Actually,
yeah, we're not gonna do that. Look, Trick love the kids.
Look, realistically, if I did have a baby that was like not aesthetically pleasing,
yeah,
it's gonna be what it's gonna be. Like, what am I supposed to do?
Uh-huh.
look at it. I gotta look at it. You gotta look at it. And you better not say nothing.
That baby's so precious. So precious. That's what they say down south. So
No,
precious.
my family in Mississippi will say your baby's ugly for sure. They don't play.
Like to your face.
My family is not like my family is not gentle people. Like if the baby's ugly, the baby's ugly. Like they are not finna play these games with you. Like, damn, that's an ugly baby.
Cause I'll be like, well, they're gonna smooth out. They're gonna smooth out. That's how they're gonna give it a little bit. They're gonna settle. They're gonna smooth out, baby. Cause my brother Raekwon, he had a huge head. So every time he would run like a kid, he had a bobblehead, but he grew into it. So sometimes it takes the babies to grow in and smooth that thing right on out, and everything gonna be okay.
Fair.
Mm-hmm. Something, let me see, anything else? Oh, one last, another thing. So I guess we could talk about the oversharing, how people posting on socials. So there was a story that went viral. I forgot what her, we don't need to know the girl's name. I'm sure you guys can go on the blogs and find it. But she was chronicling her, I guess, her surprise trip.
Look at Denise.
Said, nah, my nephew's still.
Damn.
Means he gonna smooth out. Give him a little bit. He gonna smooth it on out. And he's a boy, so we good.
Look, he better go be a doctor or something like that. You better go make some money. I'm not 25.
God damn. Whatever woman, he better love on her. Love on her.
Valentine's better be every day.
Every day. Fresh flowers. But anyway, so back to the girl story. So she was chronicling, the surprise pop-up that she was going to do with her boyfriend. So she was chronicling, I guess, in her stories or TikTok or something. So she would give updates. Hey, guys, so this is what I'm going to do. My boyfriend is away on a business trip, and I just missed him. So I'm just going to do a pop-up and visit him. She's like, I'm going to drive down there because I can go stay and spend some time with a girlfriend of mine, and he's about an hour and a half outside of the city, outside of where she is. So she's chronicling the car, and I'm so excited. At one point, she was like, I think he knows something is up, and I'm trying to keep it a secret because he's like, he starts calling me again, and I'm keeping him, down. But she's like, I feel like he knows something. She gets to the girlfriend's house. She's letting us know the good time she's having there. Then gets back in the car. All right, I'm on my way down there. Can't wait. I'll keep y'all posted. Next post, sis comes back on here with tears in her eyes.
He was
And
so happy.
no. So had the tears pouring. Guys, now I share everything with y'all, so I gotta share this. Y'all pray for me right now. Why when I got down there, I knocked on the door. This man got a whole wife.
Damn. This is on Valentine's Day?
Right around it, because this was the week. So I don't know if it happened on Valentine's Day, but if you're scheduling anything within this week, that's the intent of the celebration. And she went down there because she just missed him so much. So pulls up to the house. This man had a whole wife there, and he wouldn't even come outside to say anything. Y'all, I am hurt. I am so hurt. I don't know what I'm going to do. And the next door, this man, he's texting me right now, still saying, if I would take him, he would come with me today. Y'all pray for me. I can't take this no more.
Well,
and then after that, we saw another receipt where I guess she shared after he was texting, she shared the interaction. Why do I pull a gun on her?
You know why? Because she was in that woman's driveway doing the absolute most, crying and carrying on, and the woman was like, I have neighbors. You gonna have to get on. Like, you can't do this.
of my property.
I can guarantee you that woman was doing the most in that lady's driveway. The guy obviously wasn't coming outside. And she's like, you got to move on. You got to move.
You see what it is? I'm not going nowhere. Sorry, you got your feelings hurt. He ain't shit. I know he ain't shit. Shit, he's not.
Wow.
But there's no more explaining. Once you got there and you see the situation, and she said she had been dealing with this man for 6 months. That was his wife of 7 years, I want to say. Well, there was the 7-year itch. I guess it caught up to him.
Well, it didn't catch up that bad because you didn't get out there. And also, like, was he away on a business trip or they were having a long distance relationship?
No, so well, I'm assuming it could. She didn't go into detail about that, but she said he was on a business trip for work and he had to stay down there a bit longer. And because she missed him so much, she said, okay, I'm going to jump in the car and go. So it could have been, depending on what type of job he has. You know, a lot of people travel depending on what you do. So wherever he was, I guess I guess he would visit her enough or would be in town enough for him to carry on this facade of a relationship.
The wife, and I'm not advocating for violence, but the wife pulled the gun on the wrong person. Because why are you cheating on your wife and telling the side chick where you live? Are you stupid? Why does she know where you lived?
She probably did that pin shit. What y'all be doing on them damn iPhones where you can know their location? Yep, y'all be doing that. My mom be doing it to my sister be doing it to my mom.
But you have to let people, you have to, like, essentially they would know that they're sharing their location with you. So even if that was the case, if he was sharing the location, the wife still pulled the gun on the wrong person because it should have been put on him.
Absolutely.
It is insane.
Because pulling the gun on her, like, I know you want to remove her from your property, girl. I'm sorry you had to find out this way. You got to go. But his stank ass would have been following her right out. Because that's always been my thing. Like, of course, infidelity is 1,000% wrong. No one should ever do it.
Why you ain't?
But shit happened, and that shit ends up on my doorstep. Oh.
I don't think you should. I feel like if you're cheating and like this, you get caught up in a situation like this. Like, that's between the parties. Like, I don't involve me in it. Like, if I'm the wife, like, I don't want to be involved in this situation. You as the husband, like, you go out there, you dead this situation, or you dead the situation with me. Let me know how you want to handle this. I shouldn't be confronting nobody and pulling up. I shouldn't have to do this. You should have pulled a gun on her. Like, what am I doing this for? Like, why am I in this?
Yeah. Thank you. Like, I think my cousin said this sounds familiar.
That sounds familiar, and I was thinking it was you.
No.
It wasn't
me.
Oh.
But it's cousin. I'm going to give the watered down version. I'm not going to say who it was, but since she somewhat threw it out there, we had a situation in the family. Random woman pulls up to the house looking for somebody. The lady of the house said, who are you looking for? I'm looking for so-and-so.
She was looking for a man, or she was looking for a woman?
A man.
Okay. Oh, somebody she was dealing with.
I guess. She didn't say it, but what the lady in the house said, fuck you doing at my door?
I know a girl who put...
If you don't get from off of my property, I'm going to beat your fucking ass.
Wait. Alec Kipper said, I know a girl who pulled up at the wife's door and got dragged all over the hot concrete on a hot day in July. I'm not doing that. I'm
going to that house. By the way, I told y'all this.
In my single days, I would never feel comfortable pulling up to somebody's house. What if he shoots me? Like, what if he beats me up? What if I pull up on your husband beats me up? Then we both look stupid. You fooling with somebody who can't fight.
The thing, Dexter, you don't even take the time to do surveillance. Like, to see the situation. So a personal story that I have where it could have gone in that direction, but a bitch got sense. So it did not. Pulled up, the boyfriend, you ain't answering the phone. I had a car back then. This was like late teens, early 20s. I had a car. Oh, you ain't answering the phone. You were MIA. Cousin jumped in the car, drove me up there, hopped out. I said, okay, he had one of them apartments to where you needed to be let in.
Yeah.
So I stood there for a little bit. Somebody came out and I said, I'm sorry, I forgot my key in the house kit. He was like, oh, sure, no problem. Went upstairs, got to the apartment floor. I said, let me listen really quickly before I go ahead and do the knock. So I listened for a bit and I'm like, okay, his kids are there. So because the kids were there,
Did you know he had kids?
Yes, I knew he had kids. This was years ago. But to this day, his damn kids, whenever they see me, and they grown now, back then they were babies. But, Miss Toya, we missed you, and stuff like that. I would have been a good stepmama. But anyhow.
Kids, so he had more than one?
Yeah, two kids.
Okay.
So, one was not his. He was a stepdad. But at that point, it was regardless, I'm taking care of them. I've claimed them as mine. They're mine. So I said, okay, the kids are there. And I'm never going to pop off in, like, the kid situation.
What?
And then I'm listening, because they're not my kids. I don't believe in bringing destruction around the babies. They don't need to see that.
More. They're not mine. I don't care.
So rude. So then I'm listening more, and I said, okay, I hear a girl's voice. And I'm like, all right. He was very adamant. He did not have a lot of women, like bitches, around his kids like that. So in my mind, I'm like, that is the baby's mother.
Gotcha.
Listen. Got all the information that I needed. It was done after that. Because I'm never, at the end of the day, girl, like the realistic, he might have been my boyfriend, but that's your fucking baby father. At the end of the day, the families are always going to try to, I'm going to remove myself from this familial situation. And I just don't believe in bringing chaos, again, when kids are around.
I disagree.
But I'm never going to do that, Dexter. It won't be me. You won't have that on my name. But once I've assessed the situation for what it was, I made the best decision for me, kept my pride, kept my dignity, and moving on. I wish the fuck I would give somebody an excuse to drag me on a hot ass Philadelphia street.
You partially kept your dignity and your pride. Like,
okay, so what should I have done, Dexter?
The fact that you didn't have a car should have been the reason for you to sit down. Getting somebody drive you to somewhere to act a fool? Like, are you crazy?
That's what a good girlfriend does.
No, it's not. A good girlfriend would be like, no, thank you. I'm not driving your car to go to this. I would never. If one of my friends was like, hey, I don't got no car, but I want to go. Can you drive me over here so I can see what? No.
My friends was about it. Because now you sitting over here telling my friends, oh, she the one, this and that. They got feelings involved in this shit too. They hurt with me.
That would be the equivalent of somebody like getting on the bus or taking an Uber to go to somebody's house to act a fool. Like, please go home.
That's what they do it all the time, and they end up being dragged across the damn street. And you sitting over here fighting for some shit that ain't. It never. I'm sorry you thought that it was yours, but it never was yours, baby. Move on.
She said she rode with her friend and she flattened the man's tire. So I always hear about women like flattening tires and busting windows and stuff. I've never experienced that. And I don't think I know anybody who has.
Well, honestly, is this stuff that men, do they open up about this with each other if it did happen? Allie Kemper said, I've also seen two baby moms fighting each other, then their kids were fighting each other, and the dad just pulled off. And the dad pulled off.
And I take that back because I do know. I do know that situation very well.
And it's always that situation when the baby mom's like, he ain't never to be found. It was another situation with my girlfriends and baby mama drama. I got in the middle of it because I said, none of you bitches are going to be out here fighting today. Y'all out here trying to bring heat to each other. Meanwhile, the niggas at the bar across the street looking at y'all laughing. He ain't going to come out. And y'all out here fighting.
I know. Okay, she said he with the flattening of the tires, he cheated on the girl after he proposed to her. Okay, why couldn't you just be like, here, you can have your ring back. I'm good.
No.
What is flattening tires gonna do for you?
And I hope she flattened
3 of them.
Flatten all 4, because this is I don't think insurance cover, or maybe if you do 3.
If they flatten 3, the insurance won't cover. I know because I've had my tires flattened before. Not in the situation of relationship. I was working at Verizon inside of the BJ's in South Philadelphia, and I fired this lady specifically because she was like, she was an older lady. She's like, I don't really feel good today. Can my daughter come and take my place? And I'm like, well, your daughter doesn't work for the company, so no. She's like, okay. And then she's like, well, I'm gonna have to go. So then she left, and when I went outside that day after my shift was over, my tires were flattened. I said, this is really flattened my fucking tires? This is crazy. I was pissed, though.
You should have let her daughter that was not employed. She gave you an option, and you sat there and was acting all like you run the motherfucking company.
It was a kiosk, too. It was a kiosk. I got my tires flattened over a kiosk. I was like, this is crazy. Like, this is so stupid. But, yeah.
Sometimes you just got to get your lick back, and it just be lucky. Be lucky all you got was a couple flat tires. Just you inconvenience my feelings, now I have to inconvenience your day.
And then they told me I have to be the one to fire her. I've never been so scared to fire somebody in my life. I'm like, she flattened my tire and killed me. Like, I don't think I want to fire this lady. I think I'm okay. Let's let her go. That's crazy. And I was very ghetto. I was so pissed.
Oh, listen, sometimes the universe, people handle things like that differently. Just try not to be on the other side of that karma. This is why you lead in love and light. And when you come talking about you're going to have to do the firing, and what's the paycheck look like? Nah, you have to get somebody else to do it because this ain't going to happen. But just know, karma always pays. It always comes back.
We should have a show on that specific job, because there was like a 3rd person I had to fire, and every single time, like, people always wanted to fight me and stuff like that afterwards. Like, you weren't even showing up to work. Like, what was I supposed to do? You have to.
And managers of other people got you to do it because they probably say, yeah, Dexter, he liked doing stuff like this. Go ahead and do it.
I didn't. I was like 22, 23 years old, and all these people were obviously much older than me. They didn't respect me to begin with because they were like, oh, he's a child trying to tell us what to do. That was a rough couple years. Oh, it was like 2 years. That was a rough 2 years.
It's you get him to do it, he'll be fine. He got to learn life lessons some kind of way. Well, I guess that's why you've never had to go through with any of these run-ins with women, because you had your job supplied you this.
I couldn't imagine me being like that bad where people would feel like they need to flatten just break up with me. Oh yeah. And she's right. I was like how I am now. Like
exactly. That's why they came for you. You know why they be coming for your ass.
No, but sometimes you like, just looking at me and they be like, I want to have a beef with him. But
and you be able to go over there looking at me. You want to go? Let's go there, because that's how you operate.
We were selling cell phones, and if you can't get it, if you can't sell the phone, you can't sell the phone. You gotta go.
You literally can't sell a product that people are coming in the store to look for, and you think that you deserve to be here? No, you gotta go.
Now I'm going off on a tangent. The one guy was mad because I wouldn't let him take the money to the bank drop off or whatever, and I'm like, if you're begging me to take the money to the bank, you're never going to do it.
It's never, because it wasn't going. He was hard up, and it wasn't going to make it.
You're not going to steal this money on my watch. No, thank you.
And he did. He would have went to jail. That happened at one of my old jobs, Burlington Coat Factory. And you can always. Was he a really nice person too? Like always seemed like to go above and beyond. And no.
So you can't even speak English that well. So like, no, absolutely not. The man was trying to steal.
Okay. Because usually it's always, well, we've had stuff in ours where, because we work together, I'd be like, that bitch too talkative. They about to be stealing. And guess what? Guess what? There they go to fuck stealing because you want to yap. You ain't even got no reason to be over here. Yap, talking. You forgot your Macy's box.
Man, we have so many stories. That people really do be stealing out here, y'all. It is crazy.
And that's why I'm like, you could have just stole. You ain't have to say 2 words to me. You could have just went ahead and steal it. I can't take what's going to get your ass beat is the fact that you sat up here and you tried to finesse and be friendly and this and that. And I found out you stole from me. Now I'm going to have to beat your ass like we one of them baby mamas. Like it's baby mama against baby mama out here in the street. Because don't do that. I'd have had more respect for your gangster had you not tried to act like you were cool with me. Just steal.
Like,
you don't do all that. Steal.
You forgot your Macy's box.
And you looked at me.
I said, oh, she steals. She's a thief.
Sitting up there talking to us on a regular basis. And I'm like, bitch, I'm working.
Oh, man, we should have had cameras in that building. It was a good time.
I'm telling you, it should have been a show. It should have been a show. Another place that I was working at before, this is before where we worked together. One of the guys, and they're newer, just talking to everybody. Oh, he's so nice. He's so cool. Next minute, our football pool money done, or basketball pool money done disappeared. The fuck? What's going on? One of my friends at the job, he said, all right, I'm going to set up this camera under the drawer and, put it in a way that is discreet. Next day, take a run back on the camera, the same talkative bull. And how did we know? Because he used to wear them little bands on his arms and he had a tattoo. But y'all want to be in the office. Oh, he's so nice.
She said she saw somebody 70 years old stealing out of Rainbow, and nothing in Rainbow is over 20. Some people though, they steal because it's fun to them. Like it's real. And all those people are carjackers now, absolutely. When I worked at McDonald's, this was the scam that the managers used to do. I was like 14, 15, 16. And they would do the thing where they would on payday. We would go and get our checks cashed at like across the street at the mall. There was this little thing that would check. There was no direct deposit at this time. I'm telling my age. So, or maybe there was. Have it. So we would get our checks or whatever, and then after the shift was over, our manager would be like, "Oh, it looks like this drawer was short $40 or whatever," and all 3 of you guys rang on the drawer. So like, just pay us the money or whatever, and then you won't get written up or nothing. So we would do that. We would give them the money. And then, like, I remember one time ask my parents for money. I mean, I was getting probably $60 a week. It wasn't much money I was getting. And I remember asking my parents for money, and they were like, oh, like, didn't you just get paid? And I'm like, oh, yeah, but I had to pay back because the drawer was short. Told you my parents went to that job. No drawers ever came up short ever again.
I'm sure the hell we did. Mommy said, you're not going to take advantage of these children in here that don't know nothing.
Really getting us stuff for quite some time. And because one of the guys who used to do that followed me on here. And I'm like, I know you used to do that to me.
You should call him out. You should tell him, since he follows you on here, go ahead and tell him to take a look at this episode.
I'm going to send it to him.
Tell him to fast forward to the end. I know Facebook sometimes not Facebook, IG, sometimes it doesn't let you. So it'll be on YouTube. Just send him and send him over to take a look. Tell him to go toward the end and ask him his thoughts on that and be like, I was talking about you.
You owe me some money. Oh, but
I got follow me after this, knowing that I know.
You know how people be waiting years later. They do some dirt to you. They'll wait years later, think you forgot.
Pop up like, hey, what's up? We cool. Keep that same. No.
Don't worry. I got mine back.
No. And look, and don't say, just because I ain't say nothing about it, don't mean I didn't know. I caught it. But everything doesn't deserve a response to it. I caught it. I see what it was. We won't stay on too much longer because you know how we get shit.
You hear that? You hear that?
You like outside?
This is outside. Jesus.
The back door or the front?
Well, I'm on like the third floor. So this is like down below. Like, what the hell y'all feeding them dogs?
They hungry. Go feed the damn dogs. Let me say really quick. Let me just see. That's what time is it? Like 7:12. All right, we're almost out of here. Wanted to mention something that. Do you want to do animation upsets? We can always talk about that next week because I feel like we can have fun with that, or we can just do an honorable mention about Chris Cuomo.
I think the animation, we should probably try to squeeze both in. The Chris Cuomo one is really interesting. He said that after they fired him from CNN, he wanted to kill everybody. He was so pissed. He was so
and
upset.
himself.
Well, yeah, and himself. That's it. I didn't even know why they came out. Why did you say that? Like, why did you put this out?
Because he was recently being interviewed about it, about how that whole thing went down, and I guess he thought that he felt like he was just done so bad because all he was trying to do was, I mean, he was his brother, and he was trying to take up for his brother, the one that got, he said he ain't do nothing. He said he ain't do nothing with them women's, and then right after that long ass speech, he resigned.
Yes, and there's also some speculation that he was infecting the elderly with COVID because they were in like hospital facilities, and he was essentially just piling them in there while they had COVID.
Yes,
and they were dying. But I don't care how absolved you think you are. To say that when you got fired from this job, you wanted to kill everyone and yourself, like that doesn't go away. Like those are things that you felt, and we have to take that serious.
but why do you even feel as though that is the proper thought to have? Because you might have felt like you were slighted or you got the wrong end of the deal. Mm-hmm. And this is the problem, the overall problem we have in this country. We've touched on it before, but we know there's a group overwhelmingly thinks that if something bad happens to me, well, I'm just going to go out here and take everybody out. Well, why is this okay? And this conversation is not had enough. Like, we talk about it, but we're not talking about the root of the problem and getting to the psyche for that to even. I've never had so much of a bad day in my life that I said, I'm not going to just kill me. I'm going to take 80 other people out with me because I had a bad day.
And I do understand feeling upset about what happened, because yes, I do agree that identity was wrapped up in CNN. Like that was truly was. However, I do think that after a while, like saying certain things out loud, just knowing the culture that we have in this country, you just have to know better. And I don't have all the details on this situation either, but remember in North Carolina, there was that protest, and the guys had like the tiki torches and all that kind of stuff like that. So one of them, who was like always in the photographs and stuff like that, he was, if I'm not mistaken, supposed to be sentenced for smuggling, I believe it was fentanyl or something like that. He committed suicide. And like, for me, it's one of those things where it's just like, people are doing things and they're willing to say and like do things, but you don't want to be held accountable for it. And I think with this situation with Chris, we should hold him accountable for it. I think something needs to be done about this, some type of investigation or something like this. It's not okay. Virginia. Yes, Virginia.
Yes.
But overall, I just think that people need to be held more accountable for the actions that they do, including those who like broke into the Capitol. Like nothing's happening in these situations. Like because every once in a while they'd be like, oh, this person was sentenced, this person got jailed. Okay, what are we doing here? Like it seems as if like nothing is happening. And when I say investigate, that I mean those comments need to be investigated, because what did you do with it? You felt that way, but what did you do? Was anybody harmed by you? Did you go on any message boards? Did you spread any like lies? Did you spread any gossip? What did you do that could be detrimental to other people at CNN or other people in or around your life? Like these things just cannot just be said in vain. Like we can't keep doing that.
Something has, like, I don't want to say that's nothing. I mean, maybe that's something you say to your therapist, but I'm kind of happy it came out this way, because let's be clear, we see it every day. Chris Cuomo is not the only one that feels this way, and on the level that he was on, I mean, he still has a job in media. He's on that, is a News Nation.
You tell me what it is. You tell me. You tell me. He still
All
has a job.
I know is I looked up at the TV and I was going through the guide and I said, who the fuck gave Chris Cuomo a show? He back on? But he's out there. He's out there.
California.
Oh, hey, JB, you getting that good sun? Send it back over here. We need that.
We getting it already.
No, we need, but it's that good warm weather. It's not as warm here as it is there. Mind you, it's supposed to be the middle of winter.
I think next week in Philadelphia.
Huh?
Austin Andre's mom mentioned Marjorie Taylor Greene. Anything that she says needs to be investigated. She has to go.
Uh-huh.
She just has to go. Like,
lock her up.
Just wow.
Whatever prison that they had the Joker in, that's where Marjorie Taylor Greene needs to be facilitated.
She absolutely needs a straitjacket. Her and Lauren Bobbitt, they need straitjacket. And honestly, the two of them are way worse than Donald Trump was. And he was pretty bad. Yeah. But they are worse than he was.
I honestly think people don't take it as seriously like what they say because they are women.
Yeah.
And
they
just look at it like, but no, it's just as bad. Like, just because we don't see as many women psychopaths out there doesn't mean that they don't exist. They're out there. And those two for sure have seats on base, like the heads of their states. They're running things in their states.
And her making jokes about Nancy Pelosi's husband's attack, to me, that is one of those things that, like, people who follow you and people who get behind you and stuff like this is dog whistling for them to do these things. She's not going to go out there and do it, but other people who follow her and feel like that whatever she says is right, they go out there and do this stuff.
Yes.
Like, you got to be careful what you're putting out there. And when people are doing this stuff like this on purpose, like, we need to call it out.
Absolutely. No, I'm with you. Okay, so we're going to end on a little funnier note. We like to end on a laugh. So lately, the internets have been up in arms. A few things, and there's been a great debate in animation lately. So, Dex, you brought this to my attention a couple of weeks ago. We just haven't gotten a chance to get onto it. But the Rugrats, they're doing a reboot. And can you tell us, Dexter, what pissed people off?
So there was, it's not official, but there was like a drawing and they're like, hey, like, we should do this Rugrat reboots, but it's literally what they always should have done. I don't know if you guys remember Rugrats All Grown Up, which was like middle school, I guess it was, or potentially. Well, this would be them as adults with their children. And they show Tommy got married. Well, some of the characters got married to each other and stuff like that and had babies. So Tommy was married with someone, Angelica, like Chucky. Some of them were married to each other. I believe Tommy and Lil were married to each other.
Okay.
They were married to each other. But then they had Susie as a part of the cast. And Susie was the black girl. And she had, I believe, 2 kids, but she was single. And a lot of people were like, wait, so everybody else got married and had kids and Susie is there single with no husband? And then they start talking about the structure of the show and how Susie's parents were both doctors and they seem to have things together. So, like, why would this be pitched with her being a single mother?
We're not saying that it doesn't happen because it could.
It's going to be single mother Angelica. Because who's putting up with that?
Thank you. All that shit she was running to that damn Cynthia. Who the fuck want to be with that?
Mom, if anything. But yeah, they did that, and people were really upset about it. But also, the Rugrats, this isn't the first time there was controversy because in the current reboot that they have, Phil and Lil's mom is a lesbian, and people are not okay with that either.
She was always a lesbian.
No, she's married.
I love how you mentioned that because not saying that being a kid watching it, I knew that something, they don't look like my
What?
real hard like that. That woman always been a lesbian married to Charles's ass.
Well, Rosie O'Donnell's kids would look at her and be like, that woman, Betty's literally Rosie O'Donnell. Like, that's how she is. That's what she, but wait, is Rosie O'Donnell a lesbian?
Yes, and you ain't never seen Rosie O'Donnell with no damn Charles.
She was married to, what's that guy's name? She was married to Arnold. Or is that Roseanne?
No, it's Roseanne Barr. Rosie O'Donnell been messing with the girl. We ain't never known it.
Roseanne and Roseanne Barr have the same build, like Betty. Yes, they do. They are the same woman, essentially.
Uh,
Wait,
they're
she said he's...
crazy, but on different sides of
Yeah, but they still
the
built
tree.
the same way. They sisters. If you put them next to each other, I bet you couldn't pick them out. You put Roseanne and Rosie O'Donnell next to each other, you could not say who was who.
Well, you
Put them.
know who I think agree with that? Tom Arnold, Roseanne's ex-husband.
I'm telling you, you stand them both next to each other and tell them to turn around. You just see them from the back. I bet you can't tell who was who. You'd be like, oh, I don't know. Then they turn around, you'd be like, oh, yeah.
Both backs kind of wide. What men know?
I didn't say they just have the same build. Like they're built like Betty. They are. And then
We're going to take it back. We know that Betty always been a lesbian. I don't know. It was the 90s. Huh?
She had a husband, Howard.
That was
Finkel.
His name was Charles. I thought Chucky was a junior.
Chucky is Charles's dad, but Betty was married to Howard.
Oh, yeah, Bill and Lil's mom. Yeah, but
Betty.
Everybody got it. I mean, I guess they was doing beards back then because Betty was Betty was.
Years, I don't think that. You think she's just a bigger woman.
No, she's a whole stud, is what the hell Betty was.
What?
When they knew it, which is why when the reboot came, they said, why y'all giving her this husband?
I think that's crazy to write that man out of the show as if he wasn't a part of the damn show. Like, he just died? Like, where is he at? Like, that is crazy.
Wait a minute. Okay, I take everything I just said back, Dexter.
Okay.
I knew these people in real life.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Story time. Gather around, kids. And then we'll go. My high school, I want to say health teacher, and she was a PE coach. So when we would go to health class, she would, be teaching us. And everybody, and we just knew it. This lady is a stud. Like, you didn't have to say it, but we knew what it was. Dexter, one day we were in class, and she mentioned her husband.
See, you can't be doing that.
One of the kids in class said, your husband. we all just stopped. It was.
See?
Huh?
See, and she probably had twins at home, too.
She probably did, but now 20 years later, how they did the reboot, I'm sure that husband gone, and she just said, it's done.
Also, Andrew, Mom did mention the Proud Family, which is another one that we had on our list.
Yes.
So it's weird because I've been seeing praise and I've been seeing conflict regarding the Proud Family. I saw that they expressed autism on the show, and people were saying, like, oh, they did so well with this. This was such a good thing, the way they handled this autism situation. One of their I think their kids are twins. One of their younger babies has autism. The boy has autism. Okay. But then, and I also saw that apparently they did a Black History Month episode, and people are pissed. They're like, this is inappropriate. This is a children's cartoon. This should absolutely not be on television. Like, I'm canceling my Disney Plus subscription. Okay. So I don't know what they did though. I didn't see it, but I did. I
did once because I only saw the little clip of that part, and when I did, I was like, wow.
What they do?
Black people build this country, and y'all stop. It was. That's a little bit. It was just.
Wait, they did that on the characters on the show were doing that. Well,
I'm not gonna lie to you. I was, as a Black woman, and I don't even have any kids, so I ain't got no business watching the show, but I was startled. It's like, what? I didn't know if it was context. So you said, was it a Black History episode?
I think so. I think that's what I read.
I would hope that it was, because I'm not gonna hold you. Like, if I'm just putting on Peppa Pig for my kids, because put the kids in front of the TV, let the TV watch them, while you could go ahead and do that. And I'm in there in the other room, and I, TV. Like, what the hell is going on
That's
here?
what
But if it was like some context to it and you knew going in that this is what the conversation, the episode would be about, then I think I'd be like, okay, and you just had that talk with your kids. This is the real life. I like that they're being inclusive and telling the real stories. But half of the time, you know that's not went down. Parents turn the shit on. All of a sudden, they in there cooking dinner or doing the laundry, and they hear, black people built this country, y'all stole it. I said,
wow. And then the last one that I've seen is Scooby-Doo. They did
oh,
called Velma, and it's
oh, oh,
by Mindy Kaling. It's on HBO Plus, right? Or
yeah,
HBO Max. So
I've heard about
I get it. I get the complaints about it, but it's pretty good. Like everything is just like you're trying to be super inclusive,
it.
and it's like
Yeah.
she kisses. This is a spoiler. I know for a fact that nobody watching this is going to watch it. I know that for a fact. But she kisses Daphne in Daphne's other character, the girl with the red hair on the show. She kisses her in this, and then she like contemplates, am I gay or not? I don't know. And I feel like it's one of those things where they're like trying to be too inclusive.
Yeah.
That is Indian in this. Daphne's moms are the police officers. Wanda Sykes is one of her moms, and they're lesbians. It's just like, I get it. I respect it. I'm fine.
Mm-hmm.
We're doing a little too much. Like, at the end of the day, these are children's cartoons. Like, if you wanted to do
Yeah.
a story and all, just create something new. You don't
Yeah.
have to do in Velvet. It don't make sense. Stop it.
Mm-hmm. And then also for parents, I guess it like start monitoring a bit more. I mean, because here's the thing, I don't think it should be fully shielded because these is the world, but I feel like parents, you got to even more so now just prep your kids because shit at school, I sent you something and they was teaching the kids something. And I said, now listen, had I been a parent, I'm running right down to that school and I'm dragging your motherfucking ass out the stands because what are you teaching my kids, okay? And I don't even have none. But with the, you put on the TV and the cartoons and you think it's just safe, but it's not. So I don't want to say safe, but it's things that might be things you're not comfortable with having that conversation with your kids just yet. So just monitor a bit more. And then the one last thing that I did see probably right before we got on, there's a Barney reboot. And the internet is pissed that Barney does not look like the Barney that we grew up with. And I'm just like, well, he's not supposed to.
Then he should look better. I'm one of those people. It's so ugly. I don't like it. I'm not going to let my kid, when I have one, I'm not going to let them watch it because it's ugly. It looks stupid. Like, if you're going to do it right or don't do it at all.
And this without into that, one of my favorite memes, that was one of it. I don't want to hear no motherfucking 35-year-olds talking about
I
this Marcy.
don't like it. I don't like it.
This is not your Barney, okay?
Can I say one more thing?
Go ahead.
There's two more things I have to say, and then I'm going to get out of y'all faces. I promise you that.
Let's go.
One, I do think those of us who are 35 and stuff like that, we have to say this stuff because we affect change.
Yes.
Weeks ago, it was announced. This was a stunt that I fell for, but I don't know. I kind of feel like I changed their mind. It was announced that because they want the world to be more inclusive, they're going to suspend the Eminem cartoon characters. Like they're not going to do that. They're just going to have Maya Rudolph do it. And I was so pissed about it. I tweeted Eminem and I told them, like, I don't like this. Bring the characters back. We've had these characters all my life. I want it back. No. Because I was literally just commenting that, like, the same holiday commercial that they used for them since I was a kid, they're still using that. I thought that was so cool that they were still able to do that. And then they were to do this. I'm like, no, absolutely not. Well, it's coming out. They did a press conference, actually, that the Candies will return as the spokespeople. Yeah. And I like to add something to do with it.
I love that you did. You went in and you put your opinion out there. Because here's the thing, Maya Rudolph, I love you. Girl, black woman, get you your check. But that whole just discussion, and then you actually removed it, it was stupid. But I do think it could have been what you said, Dexter. Like, definitely. People just be doing shit to get you talking. Kind of like
worked.
Amber Rose.
It worked, yes. And then also the other thing that I'm actually I'm dealing with this right now. Me and my team, we're dealing with this right now. I did go to a store the other day, to manager about it, and I'm going to, honestly, like I've realized this past week that I am a Karen. Well, what's a boy Karen? What's a black male Karen? Let's
What?
Let's call him Dexter. A black male Karen is a Dexter. That's what
Dexter, yes.
I am, like a Dexter, because I got this email and it said build a bear for build a bear for adults, and it was like bears. You know what build a bear is, right? For kids. Yeah. It was like bears and sexy lingerie and stuff.
That's like that. Weird. That's fucking weird.
I wasn't having it. So I went to the store and I was like, I think this is very inappropriate. I don't like getting these emails like this. I don't see any of this in the store, but I don't think this is okay. And they, I mean, you know, they,
what is that?
Nothing, but it just made me very upset. I needed to voice my opinion. Like, that really made me mad. I showed them the email.
I'm glad you freed yourself, and somebody had to let them know that.
Yes, I showed them the email, and they were like, oh, okay. Well, and I was like, I'm glad I don't see any in the store, because if I did, I would make them take it down.
So, you ain't called corporate. You went.
Well,
you went to the store location with.
I would have called corporate. I didn't think about that because I saw it. And
I know.
Happened to walk into the store. It was like fate because I happened to see it. And I was like, "Oh, the store's right there. Let me go in there and talk to the manager." Yeah. So that's what I did. I talked to the manager, and I'll do it again. Don't send me that email no more.
I used to love working in retail with it. I've never.
$12 an hour looking at you. I don't know why he was looking at me like he.
No. You think I care about any of this? I agree with you, but I got to get a motherfucking check.
Well, you better get on the phone and call corporate or something. He didn't even say the corporate.
We're shopping here again. You think the Walmart gonna close because you ain't gonna shop here no more?
It's just Sheen says she doesn't believe me. This is the type of stuff that I do.
Sheena, he lives for this shit. He lives for it. I honestly think a show should be created, all right, about you just finding shit in the world in your everyday where cameras are following you, called The Confrontation, but the Karen/Dexter edition. I would pay good money to see this.
Well, people be coming after me. I gotta answer for them though. And Austin Under said Walmart's are closing. They need to.
I know they close because y'all keep stealing.
Wait, I went to a Walmart not too long ago, and the one. So in Pennsylvania, there's an area called like Willow Grove, where there's like a mall there. There's a Walmart like close to it. Uh-huh. They don't have cashiers at the registers. The whole thing is like, what are those things? Like the
self-checkout.
The whole thing is self-checkout.
Uh-huh.
Well, that's why y'all closing. We're stealing. Like, of course. Like, I'm definitely not about to pay for toilet paper if nobody's, please. No, thank you.
You keep fucking playing. Walmart got slick. You know they done caught that. He sees an office member. He's in politics somewhere. Caught his ass stealing. I think they got him over a year not ringing shit up with a self-checkout. Lock your ass up. Walmart is sick of y'all stealing. And just because you get away with it one or two times, you think you done got off with something. No, they sitting there waiting on you to come back and adding up the tally. I'm glad I stopped my stealing before all of this started.
But see, I don't shop at Walmart. I only get 3 things from Walmart. I'll get paper plates, I'll get toilet paper, and I get paper towels from there. And honestly, those are things that you really can't steal. Because if you steal toilet, well, I'm not about to steal nothing that I'm about to be using every day. I can't do it. Like, I would, if I stole something, it would have to be like a piece of candy or something like. I just cannot go and steal something that I'm gonna have to look at consistently. I would feel crazy doing that.
No, you got to go big or go home, because if you're taking that much of a risk, I'm not. And I can go to jail. I'm going for the supermarket sweep top dollar stuff. Now y'all know goddamn well this toilet shit that you're wiping your ass with. Why is it so expensive? You gonna go ahead and get your little cup, put your little fat suit on, get your big little
I'm
puffer
not
coat,
doing all that.
shimmy it right on up there, zip
I'm
it up. We ain't stealing no damn candy.
I just couldn't. I don't know. I'm not like really. I don't know. I just couldn't do it. If I'm gonna do it, the only way. I don't think I could steal from like a store like that. And I'm not going through I'm not stuffing stuff in my shirts and stuff like that. That's stupid. If you got to do all that, then just take it.
Somebody got to do it. Just walk out the store with it. Just walk out. And that's another thing. You bringing attention to yourself. Just walk out. Just act like you're supposed to have the items in your hand. If you walk out like, of course they're paid for. And now, listen, they done made this, what are we? This, not economically, we're all trying to save the environment and shit. They done made it easy with bringing y'all reusable bags in.
I still out of self-checkout all the time. Don't say all the time. Like you, like you're saying, I still out of there all the time. Like you're supposed to be doing it. I don't know. Like, I joke about.
Don't ask me for my receipt.
Yeah, well, see that I don't like though. Like, don't if I steal or I don't steal from the store and I walk out, please don't ask me to see my receipt. Like, don't do that. Because if you do that, it makes me feel like you think I'm stealing.
Well, you look like a little thief. You over here talking about I'm stealing little candies.
Well, if I were to steal, I would probably steal a little candy bar.
Yeah,
and y'all
I'm
stealing candy bars. I've never walked into Walmart. You know, I don't go to Walmart like y'all do. But
y'all love Walmart.
I've never walked in a Walmart and not seen somebody walking around eating. Never. Y'all always eat at the Walmart. Always. Y'all always got a bag of grapes. Y'all always got a bag of cookies. Y'all always got a candy bar. Y'all eat in the Walmart, and that's stealing because you don't pay for it.
I'm going to open the chips, and I'm going to pay for it. I might. But if you eat it in the store before you get to the checkout, you really don't have to pay for it.
Why don't you?
Why would I pay for something that's gone?
Wait, my cousin just called out. She called out her sister. That is funny. I believe it too. I may spend $200 worth of stuff. You're going to jail.
It's happening. Listen, and Javon, if it's Walmart, it's just a matter of time. They gonna get you. Because here's another thing. Y'all so stupid. Y'all don't even be going in there paying with cash and stealing. Y'all be swiping. You buy a couple of things, swipe that card. That's what gets you every time.
I definitely have never used cash. Now you are a pro. Like, y'all need some.
Be a card, and they are regular. They used to seeing you every week or every couple of weeks, whenever you need, and you use the cash.
It's science, right? If I open it, I own it. Why pay for it? What's mine? Are you okay?
Thank you. It's already. Thank you. Who said this? It's already been eaten in the store. It's the store's property. Why would I pay for that? Don't even make sense.
So what you put the wrapper? You just drop the wrapper on the ground. Hey, y'all drop this wrapper on the floor. Go put this in the garbage for me. Wow. But I will say though, y'all do be stealing meats though, and I've witnessed y'all steal meats and stuff like that out the store, and I think y'all need to stop that.
It's gotta stop. I was at my mom. This was before they did the renovation. The shop right over at the Brookhaven. I went there. Lady ran up out the store. I'm like, what the fuck is going on right here? Cops coming. You out there, you running out the store with meat, with the steak falling out, and then hop in the car and run. And it's all slippers. Like, you thought they might go come back to you?
Look, I am a firm believer. If you stealing food, let them have it. Like, if you're still like a PlayStation,
they're hungry.
If you're still a PlayStation, I'm gonna put you in jail. Although, if you guys, I do need a PlayStation 5. So if y'all know anybody with a PlayStation 5, please hook me up. But if you're still in PlayStations, you have to go to jail. Like, you deserve to be in jail because that's not necessary.
That's
but if you still in food, just let them go. Don't get cute though.
Hungry.
Don't get cute though. Still use some chicken or like ground beef, but don't don't think that you can get out of here with stealing like steak and stuff.
Dexter, steal the rack of lamb.
You can't do that. You can't do that. Like, if you can't afford it when you get your paycheck, then you can't afford to steal it.
Steal the porterhouse is what you steal.
No.
The crab, the can, and the crab in the blue can. That's what you steal. What are you doing it wrong?
Man, y'all, that is something else. Like, God made those animals. Why am I paying to eat them? You be stealing. You be stealing. You be stealing. You be stealing.
That mindset, I'm with you, friend. I get it. Why? He provided these things for us.
He be posting all the time how he's grilling and stuff like that. And sometimes I be wondering, like, damn, you really grill every day? Like, how you get out? Listen, now I know how. You be stealing.
You know what is? You have a barbecue, the meat free anyway, so you should be feeding the neighborhood.
Oh, I got 2 cases. Yo, eggs is $4.
Shout out, these motherfuckers is going in the damn egg, leaving the cartons, taking the eggs and putting them in the egg.
Now, let me tell you this. One thing I will not do is steal an egg. We were in the market yesterday, and I go to pick up the eggs. Fatima goes, these eggs is $4. I'm like, stop being poor.
Ethan, listen, I'm still buying the eggs. I need it.
We needed the eggs for the meal. Like, stop it. She's like, well, eggs used to be $1. Girl, like,
well, they're not no more.
Get the damn eggs. What are we doing? Y'all act crazy over stuff like that. Like, what are you? If you're not gonna steal them, you got to buy them. So, like, what's up?
So, because the eggs have to be eaten. There's too many things that I need the eggs for. Breakfast, anything, making cakes, recipes, you need them. And know what if said, everybody's welcome to the block party. Tutu's barbecues. Child, he be over there just grilling that free meat. I'm with you. I'm coming over. And you know when it's free, it tastes better. You know.
Yeah, because they have more money to spend on seasons and stuff. They're like, oh, what kind of size you want? We got it all for you.
What this meat? This organic? Yeah, it is. Because why would I not steal the organic meat? Are y'all looking?
Only the best.
God, we love y'all so much. We love that. Now he got a whole motherfucking a 10-pound pork soldier in the freezer. I fucks with him. I like you.
No, what is a pork shoulder?
It's a pig shoulder. It's a lot of meat on it.
You know, okay, like, all jokes aside, I do think it's insane that you would think that I'm going to pay you money for a pig. Like,
for what?
Eat dirt and stuff like that, and you package it up and you want me to pay you for it? You should be giving that to me.
You really, honestly, all of it should be free. The soup kitchen for everybody. Like, why are we, God, again, what somebody said, God provided these things on this earth for us. Survival of the fittest. We really shouldn't be paying for shit out here. They done scammed us into paying for motherfucking electric and air. That shit is free.
And water.
And the fuck water.
Wait.
And here we are. I'm right there with you. Put a motherfucking fancy thing on it. Talk about, oh, it's alkaline base. It has a strong pH. We out of our motherfucking.
Well, no, last thing. What would you do if you're at a barbecue with stolen foods and then like somebody says like, well, if you're eating this food, you're an accessory to a crime? What do you do?
I guess I'm an accessory.
Lock me up.
So I got locked me up then because the food is getting the fuck eaten. Like, I didn't know. How can I be an accessory? I just got invited to Know What If's barbecue. I ain't asked no motherfucking questions. But if the food is there, it's getting eaten, and y'all just gonna have to rectify that with billing and the Lord. Like, I don't know what to tell you.
I don't know. I don't know if I could do it because, like, you know me. Well, y'all know me. If I stole, I mean, let's be real. If it's me, it'll be crab legs. If I stole a box of crab legs right out of the store, and somebody was like I go to the thing and they'd be like, hey, can I see your receipt? I would literally use the bathroom on myself. Like, I wouldn't know what to do. I literally would just lay on the floor and just die. Like I think stealing is fun.
The embarrassment of people looking at you and
like stealing, I think is a funny thing to do. And it's funny to joke about this stuff. But if you actually did it and got caught, like, I would just die. Like,
Just
I would
die.
just
But that's why I'm saying that's why you got to go big when you're stealing. You got to let them know. I ain't do this for nothing. I ain't do this for no bullshit. Y'all know how much this shit is. You see it, right? Respect. What happened?
This is why I don't like. This is why I don't like to mix friends and stuff like that, because people be talking too much, and I have a very clean image and reputation.
Oh, what about them Snickers when we were kids? Stealing them Snickers from the A+?
Oh boy.
You were stealing. So you've been stealing candy. That's the problem. That's how you got it all fucked up. You're not going for the big ticket. You've never watched Supermarket Sweep with your mother?
Toya, we really used to be walking in that A+, and we would plot it out too. Because the school, it was like the school, A+ was here, and then our houses was down here. We literally would leave the schoolhouse, plot it out what kind of candy we're gonna get, and we would plot get the most pieces of candy.
Yeah.
We would do it.
Yeah.
And we would leave out of the store, and we would like laugh, ha 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 ha! I stole this candy. Like, what the fuck? Like,
Big Zell boys, I'm leaving here with something.
Every day. I'm so embarrassed. Like, this is crazy.
Who was the distraction?
It wasn't a distraction.
So y'all just went in there bold, confident. We got the y'all didn't like the distraction, so the people wouldn't see y'all steal. Y'all ain't send nobody to the front to occupy the attendant.
Nope.
You know.
Well,
I love this for y'all. I love more the employees there, because they did not give any fuck.
I was good.
They said,
like,
this ain't my store.
I would have a long sleeve shirt on, and then the things would be here, and you just slide it on in there. Yep. I mean, I didn't do it that often, and the candle's like 75 cents. So, like, I mean, you know, sometimes though I would like buy something too. Like, I would like, you know.
Well, you got to, because you know God be watching, so you got to say I paid for something.
Could you imagine you're walking into a store every single day and stealing something, never buying anything at the store? What is wrong with you?
I would be the employee. Like, I know y'all stealing. Go ahead. This ain't my shit. No way. Go do what y'all do.
Yeah, but when you do stuff like that, you get older and you think you're supposed to be a scam artist.
So you say tomato, I say tomato. Something is getting taken.
My cousin just said I'm going to show my grandmother this, right? This is actually kind of funny because I had another cousin. I really shouldn't be admitting this because my family doesn't know about it. But I have another cousin, right? And there's like a candy lady. And like, I'm manipulative, and I would get them to do the stuff for me. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to do it. And I had her do it one time, and like, she didn't want to give me the goods like that she stole from me. I snitched on her. I said she stole from the candy lady. And my family, I will say, they don't play the stealing stuff. They're very like serious about that. They beat their girl so bad, and like. I fell on hard times, and I had to steal meat. Now
it happens. I'm not starving.
Wow. It was Deandra. That's who did it. I did that to Deandra.
And Deandra, when his black ass take his ass down where to either Texas or Mississippi, beat him.
And it's crazy because she knew too. Like, she knew like everything. She knew that she stole it from me. She knew that she didn't want to give it to me. She knew that I snitched on her. She knows everything. Like, I would. Actually, we don't really talk like that no more. Maybe that's why.
That's probably. That's a damn. You could have never lived in the crime life for real, because you gonna. You out. Not the RICO charge. You out living.
Cause she gonna say he told me to do it.
Well, did you?
Me?
Yeah, you did.
I never do that.
Do that, dummy.
Well, she did the crime. Kept the reward. Yeah, well,
what happened?
She said she did the crime, so she kept the reward. Yep.
That's so.
That's why you got in trouble. You should have gave it to me.
And you, when you make it big, and you owe her a couple racks. Just.
Wait on.
I owe my brother Randall a couple raps. I don't even, to this day, I don't even know why he copped to it. Got his ass beat over some shit that I did. I don't even, when I'm on, I owe him. I got you, Randy.
I'm not the riding type like that. I ain't doing nothing for nobody else.
I'm snitch. I'm telling.
If we got in trouble, now I'm really talking too much. I was about to tell you in college, which was dirty. And I honestly, like, yeah. I got kicked. Never mind. Let's move on. It's people from.
We don't want to give them too much. So the boosters are the best. This used to be one booster out in Southwest. Her name was Rabby, I think it was. I wonder if she is still out there doing it. Everybody knew the block. I'd go see her.
PlayStation 5. But this is the thing, though. I want a PlayStation 5, but I only want to pay $200 for it. I see that they run it for $600, and you can't get $600 out of me.
No.
So boost it for $200.
And I'll give you $200. That's a come up. I don't think that anybody know any good boosters? Get in our DMs. Think Nicole Streets. She just listen.
Yes.
I ain't gonna put your business out there.
Text me.
But just shoot me a little DM because we got some business.
but you,
and like we said before, we support small business.
I'm telling you, like, you're gonna get in contact with these boosters, and then they're gonna be on some BS. They're gonna be trying to charge you the same amount for cologne that they be doing at makeup.
You know how this works. Don't do this. Now I'm trying to be nice and support this small black business at that. And this is how you want to act?
No, they be selling food stamps. People do that.
Yeah. I'm looking again. If you know anybody that I'm looking.
Edit this part out. Just delete this whole last part.
No, it's not sad. Where times are hard right now, no judgment. We all got to get it how we get it. As long as you ain't hurting nobody, do what you gotta do.
You don't feel guilty just saying this stuff, knowing that like stores are closing because they're not making profit.
You think I give a damn about a Mr. Walmart closing? Now, I want Walmart to stay open because usually they know the place cheaper. But no motherfuckers are sitting up there billionaires. You think I really care? Because guess what? You close all the stores, you're still going to have your billions. You think that I care about you going out of business and you're a billionaire? No. No, I don't. No.
She said you've evolved from the past, not in a good way, clearly.
Guys, get your meat. Get your meat, get your eggs.
The whole episode, because we were ridiculous. And obviously we were lying, guys. We don't steal. If you are a booster, obviously DM us so we can tell the cops on you.
Yeah.
We don't want to really get anything from you guys.
Yeah, we don't. So just let us. We really want to counsel you because we got to tell you you don't have to continue this foolishness.
Look, when you be at the strip clubs, you don't have to do this. You don't have to take You deserve better than this.
Why are you out here? You're too pretty to be out here.
Oh boy. So
please send the boosters to us so we can counsel them and get them right with God.
Don't send no regular. Send the good ones to us though. Yeah,
again, big ticket purchase.
We need to counsel. The other ones, they could go to jail. I don't know what you want to do.
Yeah, I know. If you in a hair salon and you pulling out the Cracker Barrel cheese, no, we need the ones who frequent King of Prussia Mall.
No, they ain't no boosters that can't press. They be robbing people. That's a different breed. You gotta be careful though.
Ain't no robbing. We don't mess with no violence. We don't do none of that. We don't no guns. We don't need to hurt nobody. We don't promote that.
You gotta watch them in Philadelphia though. They'll be like, "What you need? I got a car for you." No, thank you. Never mind. Never mind. You're doing too much. I got you a house. You want a house? No, I don't.
Yeah, we ain't about that. Just a couple good big ticket items. We're gonna counsel you right on through this. Mm-hmm. All right. So if you guys are trying to get out of the life and find balance, and you need a good support system, big ticket items, scammers, hit up me and Dexter stuff.
Yeah, we can help you.
We're gonna help you right out, okay?
Mhm. And obviously, we want to make sure you take that stuff off your hands too, because you
Yeah.
don't need to have those stolen products. You're better than that.
Thank you. Because you were in the store, they're going to come looking for you. Just drop them off right here. They're not going to come look. Just drop them off. I'm doing you a service.
Yes. And that matter of fact, I'll take it back to the store and I'll just whatever, just get store credit or something. I
Well,
don't know.
I'm sorry, I don't have a receipt. It was a gift. It was a gift.
And trust me, I'm doing you a favor.
Fucking ridiculous. I love y'all for being ridiculous with our asses. I think the show was a classic. I know we went all the way over, but that's what we do. We love you guys so stinking much. Thank you for tuning in with us when getting more consistency. We're doing this thing. More treats to be announced soon. And remember, big ticket items.
But guys, when it comes to us, our following, it may be small, but it's mighty.
While you ain't gone over there, hit that YouTube, show us some love, Chocolate Divinity. And we love you guys so much, and we will see you next week.
Bye, guys.
Oh, happy National Side Piece Day, and stretching the rest of y'all Valentine's Day out this week. Bye. Bye, Scorpio season.